The 1964 Rameswaram cyclone, also known as the Dhanushkodi cyclone, was regarded as one of the most powerful storms to ever strike India on record. The system was first identified as an area of low pressure over the Andaman Sea on December 15. Following interaction with a tropical wave, it began to develop and became a depression by December 18. Increasing rapid intensification ensued over the following days, with the cyclone attaining hurricane-force winds around 5 degrees north the next day. Early on December 23, the storm struck Sri Lanka near Trincomalee with winds estimated at 240 km per hour, ranking it as a modern-day super cyclonic storm. Weakening somewhat, the storm soon struck Tamil Nadu. Rapid weakening followed once the cyclone was onshore, and it degenerated into a depression on December 24 as it emerged over the Arabian Sea. The system later dissipated on December 26 over open water. Dhanushkodi has the only land border between India and Sri Lanka, which is one of the smallest in the world, just 50 yards in length on a shoal in Pak Strait. Before the 1964 cyclone, Dhanushkodi was a flourishing tourist and pilgrimage town. Since Sri Lanka is just 19 miles away, there were many ferry services between Dhanushkodi and Talamannar of Sri Lanka, transporting travelers and goods across the sea. There were hotels, textile shops and dharmashalas catering to these pilgrims and travelers. The railway line to Dhanushkodi, which did not touch Rameswaram then and was destroyed in the 1964 cyclone, went directly from Mundapam to Dhanushkodi. Dhanushkodi in those days had a railway station, a small railway hospital, a higher secondary school, a post office, customs and port offices, etc. It was here on this island in January 1897, Swami Vivekananda, after his triumphant visit to the West to attend the Parliament of Religions held in the USA in September 1893, set his foot on Indian soil from Colombo. The area around Rameswaram has been frequently ravaged by several high-intensity cyclones and storms in the past. A scientific study conducted by the Geological Survey of India indicated that the southern part of erstwhile Dhanushkodi township facing Gulf of Mannar sank by almost 5 meters during 1948–49 due to vertical tectonic movement of land parallel to the coastline. As a result of this, a patch of land of about half a km in width stretching 7 kilometers along north-south direction submerged in sea, along with many places of worship, residential areas, roads, etc. Incidentally, Tanjore Raja's Choltri, a known dharmasala for pilgrims in those days, located in this area, also submerged. Before the 1964 cyclone, there was a train service up to Dhanushkodi called Boat Mail from Madras Egmore. The train would halt at a pier on the southeastern side of Dhanushkodi township, where a waiting steamer transported passengers to Sri Lanka across the Pak Strait. The 1964 cyclone was unique in many ways. It all started with the formation of a depression with its center at 5N93E in South Andaman Sea on December 17, 1964. On December 19 it intensified into a cyclonic storm. The formation of depression at such low latitudes as 5N is rare in Indian seas, though such cases of typhoon development within 5 degrees of equator have been reported in the northwestern Pacific. The Rameswaram cyclone was not only formed at such low latitude but also intensified into a severe cyclonic storm at about the same latitude is indeed a rare occurrence. After December 21, 1964, its movement was westwards, almost in a straight line, at the rate of 250 miles to 350 miles per day. On December 22 it crossed Vavuniya of Sri Lanka with a wind velocity of 280 km per hour, moved into Pak Strait in the night and crashed into Dhanushkodi of Rameswaram Island on the night of 22–23 December 1964. It was estimated that tidal waves were 8 yards high when it crossed Rameswaram. On that night of December 2nd at 23:55 hours while entering Dhanushkodi railway station, the train number 653, Pambun Dhanushkodi passenger, a daily regular service which left Pambun with 110 passengers and 5 railway staff, was only a few hundred yards before Dhanushkodi railway station when it was hit by a massive tidal wave. The whole train was washed away, killing all 115 on board. A few meters ahead of Dhanushkodi, the signal failed. With pitch darkness around and no indication of the signal being restored, the driver blew a long whistle and decided to take the risk. Minutes later, a huge tidal wave submerged all the 6 coaches in deep water. The tragedy that left no survivors came to light only after 48 hours when the railway headquarters issued a bulletin based on the information given by Marine Superintendent Mundapam. The then Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu M. Bhaktivachalam, who flew over the place, later reported that the tip of the engine was barely visible in water. Incidentally, the disaster did not take place on Pambun Bridge as is popularly believed now, but at Dhanushkodi end of Pambun Island, which is 28 kilometers away from Pambun Bridge. The Pambun Bridge, connecting mainland India to Rameswaram Island, too was destroyed in the cyclone. 4 radio operators remained in Dhanushkodi and risked their lives to continue broadcasting during the storm. They were ultimately caught up in the storm surge but survived by clinging to the Pambun Bridge for 12 hours. The Indian government later honored and rewarded them for their dedication. According to survivors, a storm surge of 4.5 m swept across the area. Initial reports stated that 250 people lost their lives with thousands missing. About 5,000 houses and 700 fishing boats were destroyed in the Jaffna district of Sri Lanka. The district's paddy crop was also destroyed. Other badly hit areas include Manor and Trincomalee. The Trincomalee port suffered severe damage, rendering it inoperable. The economic damage caused in Sri Lanka was estimated at 200 million rupees. About 350 Sri Lanka's fishermen were missing at sea. The government regarded it as the greatest tragedy to ever hit Sri Lanka. Altogether, more than 1,000 people died in the cyclonic storm and many more were left unaccounted for. An unofficial estimate stated that the death toll would likely exceed 2,000. All dwelling houses and other structures in Dhanushkodi town were marooned in the storm. The high tidal waves moved deep onto this island and ruined the entire town. Naval vessels sent to the relief and rescue of marooned people reported to have spotted several bloated bodies around the eastern end of Dhanushkodi. Eyewitness accounts recollected of how the surging waters stopped short of the main temple at Rameswaram, where many people had taken refuge from the fury of the storm. Following this disaster, the government of Madras declared Dhanushkodi as ghost town and unfit for living. Only a few fisher folks now live there. The scale of the disaster left villages isolated for at least 3 days and without food or clean water. Communication lines were severely damaged and hampered relief efforts. By December 26, relief supplies were delivered to 14 villages by the Sri Lanka Air Force. Britain, Cuba, West Germany, and the United States offered aid to Sri Lanka. Reconstruction of the Pambun Bridge was deemed a priority and initially expected to take 6 months to complete. However, E. Sridharan, an engineer tasked on the project, managed to have the railway bridge finished in 45 days. A stable road connection was built in the following years. An estimated 500 residents live in Dhanushkodi now, who are all fisher folks. One can still see all the dilapidated remains of the 1964 raft that its current residents are cherishing. The rail tracks are still with sands, and the unstructured hospital, school, and office buildings are also there. People residing there live in a clustered village inside thatched roofs. The dwellers' day-to-day livelihood depends mostly on fishing. The fury of the 1964 cyclone is still very much visible in Dhanushkodi. However, even in such dilapidations, these residents still live each day with a smile on their faces. It is a testament to how even after a catastrophe, one can move on and live their life. That's it for now, and thank you for watching. If you liked our video, please give a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos.